Hey everyone! It's the beginning of a pretty intense semester for me, and as I try to struggle through it in the next 3 months, maybe along the way, I will share some of my experiences on this channel. However, since I began teaching, I figured, why should only my students suffer through me babbling through lectures like a 3-year-old trying to tie their shoes? Why not expose the whole YouTube world to the same? So I put together an exceptionally short video for this week, but it's something to get my gears turning, and at the same time I think I'm sharing a pretty cool location. We are visiting the John P. Hume's Japanese Stroll Garden located in Mill Neck on Long Island. The place belonged to, John Humes, who was a lawyer here in New York, who began the garden in the 1960s. However, then he became the ambassador to Austria, where he spent few years, and upon his return, he not only restored and enlarged the garden in the 1980s, but also did so with the goal of opening it to the general public. And hence, till this day, we can enjoy the beauty of the area. It is not a tremendously big place, therefore, as you walk on the paths, take your time. Do so slowly and appreciate the views and the many shrubs and trees planted here. I mean, after all, that is really the original intent behind the design of the garden. Along the way, there are a number of stone lanterns, which are really gorgeous and I think blend very nicely into the natural feel and design of the garden itself. And as we continue to walk even further, eventually we will arrive at the focal point of the garden, which is the tea house, which is located next to this pond right here. So as you see, it is a really peaceful, relaxing place to visit and enjoy. In front of the tea house itself, there is a stone water basin where one would clean their hands and face before entering the tea house. And it's not just for the purpose of cleaning your hands, but it's also very symbolic and deeper in meaning based on the rituals of cleaning and purifying your mind and soul before entering. Inside the tea house, there would be a tea ceremony where powdered green tea and sweets would be prepared for the guests. And the whole event, when you really think about it, it should be a simple moment of basically serving your guests with some tea. But here, it is elevated to a totally new level with rituals and traditions spanning back hundreds of years. Even certain codes of doing and saying things properly, things like that are really adhered to. For instance, when you enter the tea house, you should be leaving the outside world behind. And the focus is placed on the present moment between the guests and the host. Hence, you should not be wearing like any strong perfumes or some catchy clothing or anything like that, because all of that will really just be a distraction. And there is a specific way that the tea should be drank and what the guests should say. So the whole ceremony, the whole event is very elegant, and in a way it's sort of like an art form, many will say. On the floor, we have the traditional tatami mats, which are made up of rash grass or rice straw. And as you see, there are signs not to enter the tea house itself, as you would absolutely not do so with your shoes on. And the tea houses themselves were usually placed in gardens, such as this one, or special places inside of temples. All of it really in order to create a calm, relaxing environment and preparing the guest's mind before entering the tea house itself and being with the host. The more you learn about this and study it, you realize how complex and special the whole event and occasion really was. It's kind of cool. And so the fact that I do not need to travel to Japan, but rather there is something like it here out on Long Island, close to my home, that gives me a little bit of a taste of a traditional tea house, you know, that is pretty amazing. Here you see a stone path leading straight into the pond from the other side. So as we walk on it, you will see on the other side where some of the people are standing, the tea house is right there, just a few steps away from the pond. And nearby, you also have this place, a nice quiet area to sit down on benches and relax under the shade of the bamboo trees. And sometimes you will find fun surprises, like in this place where you are walking, there's a path to the right, so you take it, and it kind of leads you to a dead end. And you realize you are supposed to be on that path that is over there. Ah, much better. And so onto the stepping stones, and to the exit we go. So I hope you enjoyed this location out here in Long Island. Thank you so much for watching. And since I parked my car on the street outside, I will have to take a short, nice walk to get there, but it's a beautiful day. So I will see you all next week. Take care.